Okay, so this is for lesson 11.2, talking about translations, which is one kind of transformation. The translation is the slide. And this is journal page 252. Well, for number 1, 2, and 3, it says tell whether the shaded figure is a translation of the non-shaded figure. Well, that means they'll be the same shape, just slid along. And remember, they cannot be turned. Well, for number 1, that's an obvious no, as it is not the same size. So obviously that is not just a slide. So that's a no. For number 2, that's a yes. And I had to make sure, okay, there's on the non-shaded figure, there's a arrow or there's a point straight up, and then on the shaded figure, there is also a point straight up. So I had to make sure that didn't get rotated on the way, and it did not. So it is just a slide. So yes, that is a translation. And then for number 3, no, it's not even pointing in the right direction. So that was obviously rotated. So remember, a rotation would make it a no. It cannot be turned. For number 4, when we're doing this number 4, what we should do, because it says they're going to want the new coordinates, I'm going to go ahead and label these. This will be my A, this is my B, this is my C, and this is my D. And that way I can refer to these points. And then I'm going to have to translate the figure 4 units left and 1 down. So for A, I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 left and 1 down. And that's where I put my A prime. My B, I do the same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 down. That's my new B, which is B prime. For C, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 down. There's my C prime. And then for D, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 down. There's my D prime. And when you draw this back in, the shapes should look the same. If you've got one corner way off to the, up or way down or something, see how the shapes are the same shape, it's just slid along. And then when we have to put the new coordinates for that, the new coordinates would be my A, which was 0, 4, went to my A prime, negative 4, 3. My B prime, my new coordinate for B, my B prime, negative 1, 3. My C prime, 0, negative 1. And my D prime, negative 3, 0. Okay, so here are my originals, and they all translated to the new, the primes. You could have, even without the picture, remember, you could just, since it went 4 to the left, you could have subtracted 4 from each x. And it went down 1, so subtract 1 from each y. So you could have done it just mathematically, or you could have done it with the picture. Same thing with number 5. Number 5 says translate the triangle 5 right and 4 up. So I would have to name these first. Let's go with an A, a B, and a C. So 5 right, 4 up. So I'll go start with my A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right, and 1, 2, 3, 4 up. There's my new A, which will be A prime. B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right, and 1, 2, 3, 4 up. So there's my B prime. And C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, C prime. And when you draw that in, it's the same triangle, just slid along. And the new coordinates for that, since that's what the question was, would be A prime is 2, 2, B prime is 4, 3, and C prime is 3, negative 1. You can see the originals and the primes. And finally, number 6, it said, describe the transformation from the shaded figure to the non-shaded figure. So here's the shaded figure, that's the original, to the non-shaded. So that would be moving to the left and down. Okay, most wrong answer, kids will put up and to the right. This is actually left and down. And it would be 3 units left and 5 units down, going from one of the points to its corresponding point on the other triangle is 3 units left and 5 units down. Well, I hope that helps, and have a great night. See you!